Hello, my name is Brian Gilbach and I will be a guest commentator in this video for Dweebovision. I am a North American Scrabble expert and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. I will be playing this game with the North American Tournament word list and the double challenge rule in which a lost challenge results in a loss of turn. The game is just about to start, so let's join the action. Okay, it's me to go first. I have a vowel-heavy rack. What can I do to play off a bunch of these vowels? I could play the word puree. That would be 20 points, leaving AO. What other words could I play with a P on a double letter square? Parayu, I believe, is a valid word. That would also get rid of the U, which would be also puree does that. This keeps an E, though, which looks a little better. I think I like this play. We're going to go with this. All right. Now, if I had an A to play through, which I do right here, I could play voyage. That would be a little dangerous, stopping one space short of this double letter square. Also, I could play groovy through an R, but that would not be very high scoring because I wouldn't be getting any multiple point tiles on any premium squares. Now, I have duplicated E, duplicated O again, and 3 high point tiles, so I'm not very close to a bingo at the moment. All right, I'm just going to consider each row here. Goopy, also a low scoring play. Voyage is the highest scoring play I've seen so far, but that's very dangerous if my opponent had an S, would result in a very high scoring counterplay. All right, let's make sure all these words are valid. Dire, that looks correct. Okay, now RE takes a V, so that might be an idea. If we do a V there, an E will fit here. AR, E is the only letter I have that fits there. Let's say I put the E there. What could I put here? A G, but then I don't see a word that is formed by that. I could play the word Eve. That's 34 points. That's a very high scoring play. If I don't play this E, what could I do playing down? I don't think I could do a lot more. Now, I'm not sure I like playing off both E's, but this is such a high scoring play that might be my best play. Now, let's consider real quickly anything through AR. Not that I can see. Now, I could place an E, but that wouldn't be a very high scoring play. I think I'm going to go with Eve. Okay. I did not pick up any further vowels. I have the 2 O's still. Now, EVE takes a back R. I have an R. Can I reach this triple word score? I'm just lifting up each tile here, looking at possible 6s. Wait, yogurt. How is that spelled? There's a spelling like this, Y-O-G-H-U-R-T, but that would take a U, not an O. But I think there's a spelling also with an O, maybe. But in any case, that's not going to play. The only U is available on the board is here. I don't know. That doesn't look good to me. Okay, now my opponent has played Ulu. Seems like that's a fishing play. He might be very close to a bingo. This takes a front S. Now, I didn't see any 6-letter plays reaching over here, so I can't score highly by that method. Now, okay, I'm just sort of scanning each column and row here, looking for possible high-scoring plays. Yearer is a word. That would be 16 points, not very high scoring. Okay, so what am I trying to do here on this play? I definitely want to play off at least 1-0 this go, and possibly some high-scoring plays. High-scoring tiles, rather. Okay, an H fits here. But I can't seem to do a lot with that. This is a very tight board. There's not a lot of high scoring opportunities right now. Now I notice the R spot here, but I'm not seeing what I can do that's going to be worth anything going this way. Oh, how about rarity? I don't think that can be spelled with an I, at least not in the North American lexicon. That's only with an I. I think rarify can be spelled both ways. All right, I'm using a lot of time on this turn. Now, how about Yog? I'm pretty sure that's good, and that scores 20 points and uses high point tiles and gets rid of an O. ORT is a good leave. It's a little dangerous here, but we're going to see what happens. All right, I pick up some more O's, or one more O rather. Now, rogation. If there was an N to play to, I believe I might have the bingo rogation. All right. Now, can I take advantage of this spot? I have an A or an O for going above the Y. I also have a G. Okay, so I could play something like goat, would get 26 points. That's a pretty good score. Now, can I do something getting the G here? I'm not seeing a 4-letter play ending in G, so maybe not. Now, in any case, my opponent has taken that spot. I was worried about opening that high-scoring spot, but wasn't really seeing anything else to do. Now, just looking at that M floater real quick to see if I have a bingo. I'm not seeing one. Okay. So, now I mustn't forget this R spot. Do I have a 6-letter play starting with R? I don't think so. All right. Now, a G fits here. But then I have a problem playing off. I'd like to play off an O, and I'm not seeing a good way of doing that there. All right. This is a very tight board. I'm just having a tough time seeing good plays to make. All right. All right. Well, I want to use up an O if I can. Where can I even play an O? There's not many good places for an O even that I can see. Well, this would be very undefensive and also doesn't score many points. Okay, I feel like I'm psyching myself out at this point. I should just try to make some play and try to get some tile turnover if I can. Well, I'm really feeling stymied right now. Let's go with go, only because it helps balance the rack a little bit. I have an A to go in front of go, but if my opponent has an A or an E, well, maybe I should just trade some tiles. I hate to do that, though. I feel like I can score some points here. How about Aura? That helps balance the rack. Score 17 points. Okay, I haven't seen anything better, so I'm going with this. All right, now I've picked up a Z for scoring. I've been playing very slowly so far in this game, so I have to really try and pick up the pace now. I was just sort of getting a little bit in a brain lock there. Now, what can I do with the Z? Now, Eve takes a back S. I still don't think I have a 6-letter play. Now, R also takes a back S, so I could play something like Ziggs for 36 points. That would not be too bad. I don't believe I have a bingo with this rack. I have duplicated I's, so I definitely want to try to use up one I. I ran into a little bit of a problem that I sometimes have when I play Scrabble. If the board is kind of tight, I will sort of just spin my wheels. My brain will spin around and around, and I won't see any good plays for a while. And I'm not sure what the solution is to that. I haven't quite found it yet. Now, okay, I saw Ziggs. I don't believe that... well, now I have an IZE ending, but I don't think that really opens up anything exciting for me there. So we're just going to do Ziggs, make a quick play, and I draw a blank, so that's excellent. Now, despite really struggling and not seeing any good plays for a while, I have approximately a 50-point lead. That's due in large part to my opponent also making some low-scoring plays. Ulu looked like a fishing play, only got 3 points, and NAE also only got 11 points. So now that takes a back S. Now H here could possibly score a lot of points if I could get a play here, but to do it I'd almost have to use a blank, I believe. Alright, so that's a little unfortunate that I can't take advantage of there without using the blank. And ZT only takes a back S. I'd also have to use the blank for that. Now, the J is my high scoring tile. Now, O-ray is not a word, so that's not going to help. But that scores 26 points, and that's a pretty good leave. Other than the duplicated T. The T and the H go well together. I could just play high, but then I'm leaving myself with the J. I'd like to get rid of the J on this go. I'm going to just go with just Joe for now. Now, I'm not seeing a bingo right off the bat. I still don't have a four-letter play that plays here. Now, this takes no front letters. I could only do a D here. If takes a back S or F. All right, so my next priority is to use an H, maybe a duplicated T, to see if we can pick up a bingo quickly. That's your priority when you have a blank. All right. So what can I do with the H? It's a very tight board. Huh is a word. H-U-H. Orad is a word. So I could play hid, but that doesn't, or hod, but that doesn't break up the duplicated T. I could play Todd instead, leaving H-I-T. I think since the T and the H, normally you want to play off high point tiles, but here the T and the H go well together. I like this a lot. Now I pick up some more high point tiles, so that does not help me to bingo immediately. But I picked up the F, which I noted goes here. Unfortunately, to reach triple letter, I would need to either bingo or play 6 tiles without a blank, and I don't see how to do that. Now, this F fits right here very nicely for a high score. I could play of or if. My opponent takes that spot out, but only scores 11 points. All right, so again, I'm trying to play off high point tiles if I can. I'm really struggling on this tight board. Okay. Well, I could just... I hate to make such a low-scoring play, though, with these high-point tiles. Well, I could play something like who. That's 20 points. That's not a bad score. Leaving me with fit. And it doesn't open up a triple lane, so I'm okay with this play. All right, this looks closer to a bingo now. I'm just going to cycle through here real quick and see if I see anything very quickly. I believe fidget is a word. And that would play right now in column 15 for a triple word score. All right, so let's keep that one in mind. Fidget. Pretty sure that's good. I know fichu is also good with a W. Great, that's not blocked. And that is certainly going to be the highest scoring place for that. So let's go with this. And hopefully this does not get challenged off. 95 points. Excellent. All right, and I've drawn what looks like a pretty good rack here. It does not look like a 7-letter bingo, though, that I can see. Now, could I possibly have something from the M? Not that I can tell. All right, now on, we should note, takes a back S, and I have an S. So I can get the points for on plus another word if I make a play going to this square or anyhow through this square. I could do something like cuts. All right. Okay, so let's just put the S here because I'm eyeing this spot up for a high scoring play. Now, if I played cuts, that would not use an E. That would leave me with 3 vowels, which is not a good leave. Now, this also takes a Y, so this is a spot that maybe I should be working to take out. I'm up in the game. I have a pretty good lead, so it's in my interest to play somewhat defensively. Now, I didn't like, though, that left 3 vowels. Can I somehow... Okay, I think I need to put the T there. I'm only seeing cuts. Well, that's not great. But it does score 30 points. There's no bingo lane open this way. If my opponent plays vertically, I may be able to take advantage playing horizontally. So even though this is a terrible lead, I like 30 points, so I'm going with 30 points. All right, I have a very large lead at the moment. I've picked up the W for scoring, although I don't see where I can score with it right now. I was fortunate to pick up at least 2 consonants. If I had only picked up 1 consonant and 3 vowels, I might have been in trouble. My opponent uses the remaining blank to get cubed, so I don't have to worry about that blank for an opponent bingo. I see right away the word beware, and I think that's going to be about the best I can do on this play. 24 points, leaving AI. I'm using up the tiles, which you want to do when you're ahead. So we're going to give this a shot. All right, I've picked up the Q. I have an I to go with it. I could just play QI right now for 21 points. Now, are there any other places for the Q? I could play Cade or Kadi with my A and I along with the Q. So I have 2 places for the Q, so I cannot get stuck with the Q now. So that's good. I believe I'll want to play off the Q as quickly as possible so as not to get stuck with it once there are fewer than 7 tiles left in the bag. You're not allowed to exchange once there are fewer than 7 tiles in the bag. So you want to make sure you don't mess around and leave yourself in a situation where you would need to exchange it and then can't. All right, I'm not seeing any other places for the Q, so I think I'm probably going to do one of those 2 or 3 plays that I mentioned a few moments ago. Now, beware takes a back S or a D. All right, that doesn't open up any. Now, both spots are still open for the Q, so I wouldn't be stuck with it if I didn't play the cue right now. So I should just really briefly look and see if I have a high scoring play for... Now, if I did something like something using the A, then I would get rid of one of my possibilities. And without playing an A or an I don't have much flexibility. So I am just going to go ahead and make a Q play immediately. Now this scores fewer points, but it's more defensive. I don't know that I really need to worry about defense with the score the way it is right now, though. Even if my opponent were to bingo, I would not be in danger of losing the game, I don't believe. So I'm going to go for defense and using more tiles to expedite the end of the game. I am a little low on time. And probably Kadi is a little more defensive. All right. All right, my opponent gets a pretty high scoring play there. Now, PE, what does that take in back? That takes a G. This takes an E. EG, ego. $17 points, not very many. 6 tiles remaining in the bag. Meg for 19, but that takes a back A or an S, so that's not very defensive at all. All right, well, I'm not going to mess around too much longer. I don't have a lot of time to consider these plays. So let's just go with ego. That takes a back S. Maybe I'll draw an S. There are 2 remaining. I do not draw an S. But I see the word lively. I don't believe that plays anywhere on this really tight board. Yes, it does. L fits above ion to make lion. And lively would be a high scoring play because I would get the Y on this double letter square right here along with having the word doubled. So hopefully my opponent will be distracted by this spot here in the corner, and then I can play the word lively up top. All right, just looking around for other possible high-scoring plays. I don't have any letter that fits in back of ego. I could play something like ye, Y-E, for 20 points. I don't have anything that goes in back of peg. All right, my opponent does not take out my lively spot. So I'm going to do that straight away. 36 points. Excellent. And I can see what my opponent has left. ANNSSTX. No bingo danger here. Not that the board is very open for bingos. Now, I can't do anything here in the corner. And my opponent played very fast, so I think is ready for this game to be over, as am I. So let's see how quickly I can find really any kind of play here. Okay, an M fits here. Gorm, I believe, is valid. I don't know what that is, but I know that it's a valid word. Okay. I thank my opponent for the game. So the final score is 261 points to my opponent and 424 points to me, a winning margin of 163 points. Okay, let's see what I missed. All right, no phonies played in the game. That's good. We'll go back to the beginning. So this was my first rack. I had a lot of vowels. The computer is suggesting Pareyu, which was my play. All right, I could have played Yogi for 36 points. Wow, 10B. Why? Now I was trying to look for plays parallel to here, but I was focused on the Y being on this square and wasn't considering an E so much. I maybe should have stopped and considered an E there because I could have got a lot more points for that. 36. Well, it's not a lot more points than what I played. I played Eve, but the advantage of Yogi is it leaves just OV, and my play left GOOY. Even though the V is not great, I think the OV leave is better, and it does score 2 more points. All right. And I could have played Yogurt. Oh, okay. Well, I considered that spelling, and I thought maybe it didn't look right, but I didn't even worry about it because the only U that had been available was here in Pareyu, and I didn't even consider when my opponent played another U that opened up the possibility to make that play. I'm not sure I would have given that a try anyway, but I should have considered that when it was played, and I did not. So what did I play instead? I played Yog, okay, which is 4th down. Significantly worse than a bingo, of course. All right. Now, I could have played Rootage. I really struggled on this play. I just was not at all sure what to do. What was my play? I played Aura. All right, well, Rootage does a good job of turning tiles over, and when both blanks are unseen, that's a good thing to do. So even just for that consideration, that might be a better play. All right, here I drew the Z, and the computer is suggesting Zigs, which was my play. You don't always want to play off your S right away, but when you can get a huge number of points for using it more than what... See, all these plays that don't use the S score a lot fewer points. So in this case, that's a case where you want to use the S. All right, now I drew the blank here, but I had some high-scoring tiles. The computer is recommending Joe, which was my play. I didn't like playing off just one tile, but I wasn't really seeing what else to do with that. Now, did I have a bingo here? I did. Athetoid, which is a word I've studied, but that is not an easy word to spot. Where even is that? 11H. Athetoid. All right, well, that's a second bingo I've missed this game. So I played Todd to break up the duplicated T and to use an O. I had an O and a duplicated T. My opponent had a bingo Munions with 2 N's. Now, Hauf. I could have played Hauf, G12, and also I12. Okay, but that doesn't seem to be a very good play since it plays right into this triple lane. I instead played Who, which is one of the lower suggestions here. I like that play fine. All right. And here I found the word fidget, so I was glad to find that. And that was the highest scoring location for it. Now, at this point, I was trying to expedite the end of the game by playing off tiles, also take out this dangerous spot. I could have played Sauce in this direction for 28 points instead of Cuts for 30 points. So Sauce leaves ET. That's probably a better play, playing Sauce, because I still have a vowel remaining then. Or rather, I have a consonant remaining, with the play I did cuts, I had all vowels remaining on my rack, which is not great. My opponent used a blank to score from the triple word lane. And here I'm just trying to use as many tiles as I can. The computer recommends beware. That was my play. And here I drew the Q, so I wanted to get rid of the Q. I also was playing a little defensively and to use more tiles by doing Kadi. I considered Chi, but played Kadi instead. And here I could have played Vo or Glove or Meg. I played Ego. At this point, I'm trying to just get to the end of the game as quickly as I can. Let's see, Vo, 14J. Okay, that would have been a few more points, a couple more points going this way. All right, not sure what's better without doing some sort of simulation. And here I found the word lively. I also could have done in the same place, I could have done evilly or vilely. Those are all anagrams of each other. I think lively is fine. And my opponent played tax. Sax was also the same number of points. And here I played Gorm for 14 points, but I could have played Rom at 14I. 14. Oh, Hort. I did not consider that. W-H-O-R-T. That's kind of a little bit hard spot to spot there. But I was trying to end the game rather quickly. I sensed my opponent was getting a little impatient, so once I saw a play, I just made that play. So anyway, that's the end of the game. I hope you got something enjoyable out of that game or something valuable for your own game. As in many of my videos, I sort of struggled early in the game on a closed board to come up with anything exciting. So once I started getting a little tight on time, I said I'm just going to pick up the pace. And then I started drawing better, which then helps you to play more quickly. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this game. Thank you for watching. My name is Brian Galebuck, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.